Hey beauties, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing my super fast, get ready with me, but doing a look that is like 5 minutes or less. This is the look that you're, in a hurry, you're trying to quickly get to work, or you want to do a face to go do errands, go pay bills, go to the grocery store, but then you're like, I don't really feel like doing a face. This is your go-to look for that. I did already put some Urban Decay Self-Adjusting Primer on my skin because I thought I was recording and I did not. So I have placed that on my skin. That is all I have done to my skin. I do want to just mention, as well, as I was saying when I was putting this on and not recording, because that's what I do, my skin is looking bomb as fuck right now. I have been using and trying and kind of reviewing a new product for this month to put in my January favorites. And y'all, I'm blown away. I actually have a little bit of moisture to my skin for the first time in a very, very long time, actually probably ever. I feel like I'm always going to have dry skin, but I at least am waking up in the mornings feeling like I have a little bit of suppleness to my skin. So I'm pretty impressed, and I can't wait to share with you guys what that product is. So thus far, I just have the Urban Decay Self-Adjusting Primer on my skin. I don't always use concealer. Of course, I will put it underneath my eyes, kind of in typical makeup application. But because I'm doing very, very subtle and quick makeup, I am going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape, and this is the shade Light Sand. And then I'm going to gently buff it out just with a very lightly dampened beauty blender. And I will put this on prior to putting on my foundation with this, because I am putting on a powder foundation. And I feel like if I try to lay down, obviously guys, if you lay down powder and try to put creams on top, it really does not blend well. That's kind of like a rule of thumb type of thing, I feel like, with makeup products. So if you do feel like you need the extra like color correction or anything like that, you're going to use like a green color corrector or peach, or you're going to come through it and conceal, then definitely do that prior to using a powder, foundation. So as you can see, it just lifts and brightens the under eye, and then obviously conceals mama's dark circles. Okay. So again, we're going to conceal over here. If you don't feel like you need this step, then absolutely skip it. I personally just feel like with the powder foundation, I love the coverage that I get on the rest of my complexion, but I don't feel like it does enough for my under eye, just because I have the darkness, and that's it. That's the only reason I will conceal just a little bit. And you see, I didn't use much, and it still, literally guys, I slapped it on. It takes 2 seconds to blend it out. And I'm going to press whatever little tiny bit I have left right here under my little nose area, just where I get a little bit red. And that's that for that part. Next, I'm going to go into my IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation. This is the shade Light. I do also absolutely love the illumination version of this, like obsessed with. And I'm going in with a Morphe Y6, but any kind of flat top kabuki brush is my all-time favorite for foundation application. I'm going to go in, and I like to still kind of pounce this on. Even though this is a powder foundation, I still feel like if I kind of push it into the skin, it really blends in a little bit better. So you will see, instead of me just straight going into my skin, I'm going to kind of really push it into the skin. And I just feel like, even with this being a powder foundation, if I'm pushing it into the skin, I'm still enabling myself to get a little bit better of a coverage, even with it being a powder foundation. And again, as you guys saw, because this was one of my favorites for 2018, this claims that you can build it up to full coverage. I don't see that. I do not see that happening with this foundation, but I definitely think that it is medium coverage. I definitely do feel like it does, the job that it needs to do. If you are a super full coverage girl or guy, then this is not the foundation for you. And then I'm just going to buff it. You all know that I like to add the bulk of the product through here and then really softly diffuse it and buff it out towards the outer perimeter of my face. I personally feel like that gives you the most natural look and gives you the most diffused look, and make sure that you do not have any lines of demarcation, because that ain't cute. So again, like I said, I'm just kind of pressing it into the skin. I'm sorry if you hear my dog's little tippy toes, and she opened my door. And then as I get to the perimeter of my face, I will buff it in. So I'm just going to get close so you guys can see the difference. So you can see over here, even though I put the complexion primer on, you can still see my redness and like broken capillaries and stuff around my nose. And then on this side, it definitely blurs, it definitely covers and stuff like that, but then you can still, you know, see like some acne scarring and things like that. So it definitely does its job. I definitely feel like, you know, it does what it's supposed to do. It offers, you know, the coverage that you want it to offer. I do always take the product across my eyelids and things like that as well. That's kind of my way of prepping my lid. However you choose to prep your lid is completely up to you. The way that I do my shadow when I'm kind of in a hurry or doing a quick look, I don't really feel like you would even have to prep your lid or anything like that. And then again, as I get down here, I'm just going to softly buff everything out so that the entire look is completely diffused. I just don't, you know, I definitely feel like there are no rules in makeup. You know, if you want a harsh line on your eyes and you want a dark, you know, very goth, bold look and a super black smoky eye, then you do you. If you hate makeup, don't wear it. You know what I mean? But I definitely am not a fan of seeing a line of demarcation for foundation. I definitely feel like that's kind of the one and only thing, you know, making sure your foundation matches and that there's no line of demarcation. So obviously if I wasn't talking and running my trap, I would have smacked this on in 2 seconds. So that's another way, really just going through with like a powder foundation or dusting of powder and just, you know, making sure that the complexion is just kind of, you know, blurred out. Next, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Tutti Frutti. This is the Pineapple Sun little bronzer. And I'm going to go in with my Judy brush from the crayon case. I'm going to mix both together, but then I'm going to kind of emphasize on the darker of the shades. And I'm just going to kind of bronze, warm, and glow up the skin all at the same exact time. This is another really good time saver. Don't actually go through and contour the skin. Take the time to do that, then go through and bronze, because technically all we're really trying to do is add warmth. I mean, definitely when we contour, we're chiseling out and losing a little bit of pounds, you know, but we ain't always got to do that. So again, I'm literally just going through and warming up my complexion. And then because it does have the part that has the highlight in it, which I don't really consider that a highlight, I consider that more like a glowy bronzer. It definitely will, you know, glow up the skin, bronze up the skin, and this brush is amazing. I love her so much. I need to get some more of these brushes and put them back. But again, and then I like to put my bronzers and blushes like across my nose and stuff as well. And I never, ever, ever, never, ever bring product in these areas right here. I never bring product into my nasolabial folds. It is not cute. It is not attractive on anybody. If you have very pronounced, you know, folds right through there or lines or smile lines, if you are more mature, if you're aging, if you have drier skin like myself, because product will settle in here, guys, and it's not cute, okay? It's just not. So you will always see that I will keep my product more up and more back this way. That also keeps the face looking a lot more lifted, as opposed to bringing a product down here and then the focus of someone else's eye is always through here. When you bring all your products and, you know, bring it up this way, it also makes the skin look a little bit more taut, more lifted, makes us look a little younger, which we can all use. So again, if I wasn't talking, wasn't running my mouth, I would literally just slap the shit on and it would be on in 2 seconds, because literally when I sit down by myself, I'm done in less than 5 minutes with this particular look. I'm now going to go in with Partey by Tarte, and this is one of my absolute favorite blushes. I can open her up. And I love to use this Wet n Wild. This is actually a foundation brush because of the little concave area here. But because of that little concaved area, it really like hugs the planes of the face and like hugs the cheeks so beautifully. So I'm going to go into the blush. I'm going to smile, hit the apples of the cheeks, and then slowly bring them up. I do also like to come across here and again, my nose. Again, I'm avoiding that nasolabial fold. And this blush is so beautiful. It lasts all day long. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. If you ever go a little bit heavy-handed, or like for myself, if I ever feel like I got a little bit of product in here, take a loose open face brush. You can add some loose powder or something like that to it as well. And just diffuse the product through here. And it just kind of blurs it for you. So then you can see that blush just gives you that little flush of color. I am obsessed with blush. I think so many people sit on blush and not enough people use it. You guys, I think it adds such a beautiful little flush of color to the complexion, no matter what skin tone you have. I absolutely love it. So next we're going to move along to brows. As you guys know, Mama's trying to grow her brows out. They're a work in progress. I truly feel like using a brow pencil is the quickest and easiest way to go. I swear by my Ulta Beauty little micro brow pencil. This is the shade, I'm pretty sure it's just brunette. Yes, the shade brunette. This is my third one. I need to order another one because I don't want to be without it. And I do what I call a half brow. So what that means is I'm literally, you guys, not messing with my brow at all, other than giving myself the hairs that I need through here, where I'm very, very sparse at because I don't have enough to actually have a, brow arch. So I'm literally just going to take the brow pencil, build up right here to the arch, just on both sides. And I call this my half brow because, technically speaking, I'm not really actually doing a brow. You know what I mean? I'm literally just giving myself a little something something. And then I'm going to take my spoolie. I'm just going to very lightly spoolie it through. You almost can't really even tell that I've done anything to my brows, but it gives me a little something. And that's it. That is all I'm going to do. And then we're going to run a little bit of brow gel through the hairs. And this is just the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 3. And I'm just going to run this through. This is just going to make sure that nothing is sticking out or weird or wiry or anything like that, which I have very, very thick wiry brows, which is kind of crazy because I have like very sparse brows, but then my actual hairs are very thick. It sucks and I hate it. It's really getting on my nerves. And then next I'm going to go, I have one shade that I use in the summertime. I think it's Puppy Love. I'm pretty sure it's Puppy Love by ColourPop. This is the shade Weenie by ColourPop. And it's a beautiful like metallic coppery like penny color. You guys, these shades and these particular, shadows are absolutely perfect for these days that you are like, girl, I got to get in and out in 5 minutes or less. I literally sweep it across the entire lid. And again, like I said, in summertime, I'm pretty positive it's called Puppy Love. It's like a beautiful pinky champagne tone. Absolutely stunning and looks absolutely beautiful with like, really pretty sun-kissed, glowy skin. So again, I'm just going to put it on the entire lid. And that's it. That is it for my shadow, you guys. This is enough to just bring a little bit of warmth to my skin. Give me a little something. Give me some definition on the eyes. It takes 2 seconds. It's ColourPop Super Shock, so it's not going anywhere. It's going to be here all day long, no matter what you're doing. And again, if I wasn't, sitting here running my mouth, this literally, you guys, if you sit down and you actually follow this tutorial, kind of with whatever products you have, you will be done in less than 5 minutes, I promise. And then I'm literally just going to take the top part and very, very lightly, just with my finger, very lightly diffuse it out. Just the way that you would with a brush. Again, very, very lightly diffuse it out. And that's it. That's it. I mean, you cannot get any easier than this at all. And then next I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. You guys know I normally use 2 mascaras. If I'm going to use one, it's going to be the one that kind of opens up my lashes for me. And this is the one that does that. I also swear by the Mad Lash by The Balm. I am obsessed with that mascara. And I actually have about 6 mascaras that are sitting in my drawer that I'm waiting to try out. And I had just opened up some mascaras, I believe in October, so I'm waiting to open up some new mascaras. And I'm really excited for that because I've pretty much really used this one, the balm. I've really been liking the Monsieur Big, but I've pretty much been using this, the balm, or my Better Than Sex for very, very many years. So as you can see, this really lifts and separates the lashes. This isn't really going to give you like the thickest, most volumized lashes, but for me, it's enough to really open up the eyes, and that's what mascara is supposed to do. It's supposed to open and lift the eye. And then of course, you have to put it on the bottom lashes. You guys know I'm not much for liner with my allergies and stuff like that. I'm just not the hugest fan of liner. I will do it sometimes for filming or, you know, if I'm doing a Facebook Live or for a photo shoot, but my eyes and stuff are so sensitive that I just cannot do it very often. And this mascara literally is like $6. And normally, of course, I'll go on top of it with a, you know, volumizing, like blackening, thickening mascara. But, you know, definitely to, you know, run to your child's school, run to pay bills, go to Walmart, go to wherever. This is like perfect. You know, I definitely think this is like the perfect, like no makeup, you know, look. And I feel super confident. I feel ready to like take on the world, even with this, you know, this little bit of makeup on my face. And then last but not least, you know that Lime Crime Cashmere is my jam. She's my big girl. I love her to death, which any nude really, I'm pretty much obsessed with. And I have not scrubbed lately, which is weird for me because I normally scrub 2 times a day. But I've been slacking because I've been really focusing on like working out and stuff like that, so I've been slacking on my lips. Typically my lips don't look so dry and crusty. But I love this nude so much. And this formula is amazing. I wonder if my dog thinks I'm crazy, you guys. I never thought about that till just now. Like if our fur babies, you know, when people record or they're doing lives, like if our fur babies just sitting there thinking like, who the fuck is this bitch talking to? Anyway, I was gonna look in the mirror and check ourselves out, of course. And then, of course, no look, even if it's a quick look, is ever complete without our highlight. And I should have already said it out, so my apologies, y'all. And lately I've been pretty damn obsessed with the Morphe Spark highlight. Oh my god, it's so fucking beautiful. And I am using the Luxie 660 Precision Foundation Brush. I know this is not supposed to be a highlight brush, but that's what I use it for. I have 3 of these brushes, and it is absolutely perfection for highlight. It makes it just look super diffused and super beautiful, like super natural on the skin, not like just like a super tight little like landing strip of highlight, if you will. I just fucking love it. I love this highlight so much. It's so pretty. And it really lasts a long time. Like, I definitely cannot stand when a foundation, I feel like you put it on the skin and then like 5 seconds later you're like, where did my foundation go? But I absolutely love it. And I normally would have put my highlight on first, but I actually almost forgot about the highlight. Ugh, could bathe in highlight. Honest to goodness, I could bathe in highlight. But I love the way that this brush really applies the highlight. I do have the little Morphe one, like the domed one, the R36, and I like it, but I still feel like sometimes I still have to kind of go through with a dampened beauty blender and kind of set the makeup in place where it'll actually kind of blend into the skin as opposed to sitting on top of the skin. So that is the look. I'm going to definitely spray my skin down. I'm going to be using my Garnier Skin Active Rose Water. This stuff is beautiful. And the sprayer on here is so nice. And I like to fan for just a second and take my beauty blender, especially having more dry skin. And I really just like to go through the complexion and just press that beauty blender in very, very gently and very softly, you guys. Just very softly press that beauty blender in on top of the skin. What this is going to do, first and foremost, is really help to lock that spray in place. But it's also going to really take away any cakiness, any powderiness, and sometimes we can tend to look a little bit chalky, and also in pictures it can come up that way and leave a cast or a residue of powder on your face. This completely will take that away, and then it really makes everything kind of just, again, melt into the skin as opposed to sitting on top of our skin. So that's it. And I know that it seems like it takes a longer time than it really does, but literally if I was sitting here just at my vanity, just going to town, like it would have taken me 5 minutes. Like, I shit you not, 5 minutes. So that's it. I mean, it's a stunning look. You could definitely amp this up and, you know, make it a more nighttime look. You could add lashes. You could add liner. You could come on top of here and add like a transition shade. I could definitely have done my brows. Yeah, I love this look. It's super easy. You can use any shades that you like. You can switch up the colors for summertime. You can make it a bolder look for any time of the year as well. So yeah, that's my super easy 5-minute face, and I hope that you guys liked it. If you did like this video at all, then please give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below. If you hit the notification bell, I'd be even more grateful and thankful. And please always remember to be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties.